Alrighty, we are back recording another episode of Dark Souls 3. Our friend is back. Unfortunately, we're kind of broke right now, so there's nothing we can really buy.
Goodbye.
And that's okay. Now we are going to head for an area known as the Road of Sacrifice, I believe. No, we're gonna go here, save our miracle vendor, pick up some more Titanite, and then we are heading out. Alrighty. So to get into this area, you need this key, and to get this key, you have to take those Paladin's Ashes from by the white birch tree, kind of in that area, and give them to the Shrine Handmaiden, who will then have the key available for purchase. No, it's not a new game plus, to answer the question that just came in. I maxed out my health to the soft cap, and then I am embered right now, which gives it an additional 25%. Or 30%, or whatever it is. But yes, that is a lot of health for early in-game, and honestly, that is where it can stay for the entire rest of the playthrough. Alrighty. Do be careful. Ooh. God, I love getting glitches on stream. Now, be careful, because biggest idiotus up there will drop down when you go for this. So give him some space to do his superhero landing. And down he goes. So there is an alternate way to come down here. It's kind of a glitch and abuses the system. Basically, there is a specific spot on this wall that if you fall to it, will kind of break your fall without stopping your fall. So, like, normally you would die from a fall of that height, but you only take like half your health bar of damage. But if you don't hit that spot, that fall will kill you. On the plus side, at least rats don't poison you like they did in the first game. but we're gonna go here.
Someone there? Oh, the dog.
This is
Prince,
Irina.
please.
She's blind.
And I am not entirely alone. Praise the most.
And she is who, she sells you
I
miracles.
came to your touches. I am weak. But if it would not trouble you... Oh, thank you. I shall take...
And now she's a vendor for us at Firelink. Then we talk to this guy.
Oh, you face now, how very quick. I'm Egon, a knight of Carrie. I am allied to you for as long as you are short, and only for that long.
Yeah, he comes in handy. There are 2 fights that you can summon him in for, and he really does come in handy. So this next enemy that we're gonna kill, I'm gonna show you the cheese strat to do it, because it makes life a little easier if you do what I'm about to do. It basically, it's taking advantage of poor programming. Ooh, that's okay. So, certain enemies have got leaf points where they can't go past certain places. So you can stand here and stare at them and taunt them all you want. Can't do a thing about it. There are a few other points like this in the game that just, it makes me laugh. Alright. Road of Sacrifices. And this area has probably got what I consider one of the most annoying spots in this whole game. And that mostly comes down to the type of enemies these things are. Like, they've got a transformation where they sprout wings, and that's when they become hyper-aggressive and fast. Well, the problem with that is when you put 5 of them or so, and probably 4 of them, because you can kill the first one before the rest transform usually, but when you put a bunch of them in one spot, it makes life miserable. Then we're gonna go down here to aggro somebody else. So, this person has a couple of nasty tricks up their sleeve. One being they can sharpen their butcher knife to make it do more damage. That's what they're doing right now. 2, they can fling poop at you, which is what that was. But if you're running a semi-decent staggered weapon, you got nothing to worry about. And then you can pick up the Brigand armor set and twin daggers. here, we're going to collect the last piece of Titanite to get our weapon +3. There we go. We gained an Estus flask back. I'm not entirely sure what causes that to happen. Okay, and this is the area I'm talking about, this bridge here that just... That storyteller can just aggro all of them in the back and make life a nightmare. Oh, we haven't burned our flask, or undead bone shard yet. Huh. Come on, doggo. Let's tango. That ring boosts miracles, and Braille Divine Tomes is how you get your miracle vendor to sell you new things. So, this is either going to be entertaining, or it's going to be annoying. I'm going to bet on entertaining at this point now. Because we've pretty much circumvented all the annoyance that we can possibly have in this area by going the path that we did. This is what I'm talking about when I say hyper-aggressive. Gonna rest here real fast so we don't forget to. That guy gives us the blue sentinels.
How do you do? I am Anri of Astora.
So this character,
like
Anri, if you play as a male character, they are a female. If you play as a female character, they are a male.
We may go the next may the flame. Oh, he's not very, but don't think ill of him without his help.
Anri becomes our spouse later on in the game for the ending we're going for. We also have
I am Cirrus of the Sunless Realms, former servant of the duties we each bear. I doubt we've much to gain. Blessing of the moon.
I have not really figured out her whole deal.
Ashen one.
Wasn't he?
Okay, so now that our weapon is at a +3, we need large Titanite shards to make it go up. So anytime we collect regular Titanite shards, we'll go down to this guy right here and reinforce our pyromancy flame. And this is where Irina hangs out.
I was not meant to be a foe. The gods are ever I am yours. Oh, you've brought me a Braille Divine. Now I can tell tales of the great. What fun we
And most miracles are like healing stuff. That one's kind of nice. But most of the things from her we aren't gonna need. Oh, and I just remembered that we haven't introduced you to Yoel's replacement yet. So, yes, unfortunately, Friend is dead. But he's been replaced
prithee,
by this lady.
Art thou good? I am Yuria of Londor. Thanks to thee, Yoel's soul is redeemed. Allow me to express another matter. That a lord art thou not, bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst, and I, of course.
We can get some decent things from her. Including a dark, basically, Braille Divine film. And these are kind of nice because of the range on them, and we do have the stat requirement for them. The decent thing about pyromancy is it typically requires a balance between faith and intelligence, because miracles are faith and intelligence is sorcery. So
Champion of Ash, these are dark tales of things that lurk. Of course, only the little creatures that nibble at me in the darkness.
She gives you these, which you can enforce your weapon with dark, and you can prevent spells in the vicinity. That one would come in handy later. This one I have never tried, but I always consider messing around with. But based on, how turning corpses into traps has gone in other games, I don't mess with it. Let's see, do we have another? Okay, we don't. And there's a good chance we're going to be invaded in our next zone. Just because I almost always am when I'm embered there. And there is a couple of ways to go through this next area. Me, I take kind of an obtuse path. So these enemies are lycanthrope hunters. Basically, they're on the hunt for werewolves. Which is bizarre, because you never see a real werewolf in the game. Careful of those things, they can spray a poison mist and ruin your day. This is the closest thing to what could maybe be considered a werewolf. My name for him is Crucifix Demon. But I think they're technically lycanthropes, is what the game refers to them as. They do have a nasty bite, so try not to get caught by that. We cannot go through here yet, and look, there's another big lizard. And look, one of our old friends from the first game, a Black Knight. But instead of challenging him head on, we're going to slowly go this way so he doesn't catch on to us. For the sellsword stuff. And as far as dex scaling and whatnot goes, the weapon we just picked up, the sellsword twin blades, are legitimately the best dex scaling weapon in game. We also picked up our first ember. So this works on this guy. A backstab. 40% of the time. Other than that, you just gotta dance around them. Their moves and whatnot are basically identical to the first game. Problem solved. Now, since there's not humanity, our item find is governed by our luck stat on the bottom left. 7 is very low. So, there have been playthroughs that I've legitimately farm killed that guy, trying to get every armor piece, and it has taken hours. And that was with a luck stat of 10, I believe. So, luck also plays a factor in how fast the bleed auxiliary effect builds. Bags. Right now we're just kind of cruising through the necklace area. The front attack. Fine. Yeah. That is our poison bar filling up. That purple mist is poisonous. Wow, we're lucky enough to pick up rotten pine resin, which imbues our weapon with poison, but if your weapon is already infused with something, you can't, like, rub a resin on it to give it another effect. Another lycanthrope hunter and a doggy. Now that we took that out, pick up this soul item. And we found another bonfire. Okay, if we go pick up that item, we're gonna get attacked. So this is Mad Phantom Hodrick. The thing about Mad Phantoms is they can both be a blessing and a curse. So Purple Phantoms can either be your ally or your enemy. And basically, you won't know which they are, ever. Basically. Alright, we're getting an Estus Shard. So only one of these is going to aggro. And it's the one closest to us at this fire here. done been bit. This one doesn't aggro when we walk up to it, but it will, obviously, after we attack it. Okay. So we've done what we got to here. We're gonna run back to Firelink. Anyway.
Welcome home. Very well. Then taken.
So your attunement is basically your mana. We don't have enough for
Farewell,
attunement yet.
Ashen
Hang
One.
on. And we gotta have a little
Ashen
bit.
One.
You know what, we're gonna do this first. Because we can always farm a few more souls.
I was.
So yeah, what he starts off with is a spell we already have, one that's super ineffective, one that's super ineffective, and something that increases fire damage absorption. So, it doesn't go up by a lot, it goes up by 8 base and 3 scaling, but
Do not be gone for long.
once we get that upgraded to where it needs to be, our fireballs will be nearly unstoppable.
Very then take.
And it scales with these. We're going to throw those both into that,
Farewell,
so that we
Ashen
can
One.
have a little more, maybe an extra swing or two with the axe. Alright, so now we're gonna go collect what is probably my favorite armor set in the game visually. The Fallen Knight set. It's a little bit lighter. Some of it is, anyway. But I like that look way more. Plus, its magic resistance and whatnot, compared to our previous armor, is definitely going to come in handy. So this area has got... Is it just one? I thought it was 2. Huh. I just thought there was 2 of them down here. The Sage's Ring, which isn't going to help us, I don't think. Yeah, spellcasting time. And the Sorcerer set. One thing about pyromancies is they don't travel near as far as spells do. Like they kind of arc, whereas spells, for the most part, kind of straight line. Go here to pick up this item. So now we've got, I think, 2 Ring of Sacrifices on us. If you're running a sorcery build, this is a great find early on, because that allows your weapon to do magic damage and scale with your intelligence and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna go this way. So if you fall down this hole, that goes to where we just fought that one thing down there and picked up the sorcery set. This is a summon sign for Egon. We're going to bring our first summon into a boss fight. Oh, not our first, because we brought people in for Vort. It's been a long day. And basically the purpose of Egon is to draw aggro from the upcoming boss. And you will definitely understand why you want another target in this boss's arena. Egon. Bro, really? Yeah, so now you want to look for the one with the purple magic. With skulking in a corner somewhere. And without our meat healed, because apparently he decided he didn't want to help. It certainly makes things a little bit tougher. Because the boss's health is higher than it would be naturally. Alright, just one more smack. Yeah, when you bring in a helper, the boss's health goes up. Over here. Up. Their health goes up and they hit harder. Bounce back really fast. And there's nothing super important you can get for this soul, so you may as well just dump it.
Welcome. Very then taken.
We'll throw another point there.
Ashen one.
And because, again, like I mentioned, that buddy that hates when my inventory gets cluttered. There are just a few, let's say, iconic weapons I keep. That's better at everything but physical. Looky here, we're gonna have enough for another level from selling my unused clothing.
Ashen one.
Well, very then take.
Oops, not that one.
Farewell,
Alright,
Ashen
zoom in
one.
up to there. Oh, and we picked up another Estus shard.
It wasn't he?
And we have this coal.
Used to forge a fine prisoner.
So, basically, the coal makes it so that he can infuse with other stuff now.
Pretty big.
And because we don't have, like, the big fire spells, that's why I'm only keeping one Ashen Flask. Alright. So, we're not going to make it to the next boss. Oh, you know what? Actually, we're going to go pick up another guy. Because with him, he'll make life a little easier. Our sorcery vendor. I mean, what's the point of having a good intelligence stat if we're not going to learn sorceries? Right?
Well, what do you want? This is my study, if you haven't any business. How intriguing. Indeed, I am a sorcerer. However, what champion demands service without? Clearly, you're not that sort of man, so you will make me a promise that in exchange for my teaching in the form of scrolls detailing sorcery's seek well, Very well. You're no fool. I am Orbic. Unkindled. We will learn together.
So you have to have an intelligence stat of 10 to get him to go back to Firelink. And I'm just going to do this because it's kind of fun to watch. Anyway. Yeah, we're just going to keep plugging along. We'll go and get what I want to get from him when we have another reason to go back to Firelink. You know, wearing the Fire Clutch ring, normally there's a lot more damage taken, I say, is nearly hitting death. This guy's gonna aggro. Oh, yep, that happens. Alright, let's try this again. Clearly I wasn't focusing. Great machete. Not even the weapon that he uses, but I'll take it. Okay. We're gonna drop here. Not where we were supposed to drop. That's okay. It was close enough to where we were supposed to drop. One thing that definitely can't be said about this one that could be said about the first game is that the bonfire spacing is a lot more generous in this game. Ooh. Yeah, it's like fighting an evil clone. was the Mortician's ashes in the area just past the Undead Settlement. Not the Paladin. I was gonna say, you play these games enough and eventually it just all blends together.
Gracious, let. I only hope the... Ashen one.
Oh, again, let us...
So, there is one sorcery that I often pick up from him. And it's this.
Come again.
Spook. Very useful. Basically, it makes it so that you don't make a sound when you're sneaking up on enemies.
Ashen
We
one.
gotta buy a staff to be our catalyst. Okay. So now we got kind of another cheese strat enemy. And one of my preferred shields. This enemy and the Fallen Knight that we fought, they don't respawn. So, we can go back here to get our health back from being Kukried. And our FP back. We're gonna make it to the next bonfire and then take the Cathedral of the Deep as kind of its own episode, probably. Because the next bonfire is only a little ways past here. This area has got crossbowmen and angry dogs aplenty. end up on in. Okay. And then we meet our first suicide bomber. So dumb. And another Estus shard. Huh. We are slightly overweight. Basically, your weight ratio in the upper right, to do a normal roll, you want to keep it under 70%. So, we might turn around and go the other way.
Mother of the forlorn,
That way we can
who
collect
have no
a soul
place to call
that
their own.
gets us Havel's ring,
Please bear witness
so that our
to
equip load will
resolve.
go up and give us a little more
Fire
breathing
for
room.
Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel. And the
So this guy is how you access the first DLC. You talk to him and he sucks you into a painting. Looking at our stats for base new game, which is what we're on, I would recommend our level be at least double what it is now. Granted, we are using fire, and it is an ice area and snow area, so everything is weak to fire, but as someone that's gone through the DLC multiple times, wait until you get to at least 70. But I'm gonna call it right here for this episode. Thanks for watching.